What is up, guys, gals, and minions? It is me, Noir Proxy, and as you can see here, bringing you some Far Cry 4 multiplayer gameplay. And this is actually my first match ever, and I do really well. I actually get quite proud of myself. I'm surprised I didn't start fapping over my awesome glory, but still, I'm going to show you what it's all about today. Now, the multiplayer is something that you probably wouldn't even need in Far Cry 4. I mean, the single player so far, from what I've played, has been really good. If you've not seen the single player preview, please go check it out. It is awesome. Some really cool moments in it. But still, it's one of those things in a game, you know, like with Batman Arkham, was it Origins? Arkham Origins, where we had the multiplayer competitive thing too, where they didn't even have to put that in there, but it was still good, and, you know, they tried their best with it. And so, with Far Cry 4, they've got that little multiplayer thing in it as well, and it kind of works quite well, even though it didn't have to be put there in anyway. I mean, development money, they gotta spend it, right? I mean, they must have had a little bit of budget left over, until they thought to themselves, let's make a multiplayer mode, because why not? And so, anyway, it's quite interesting, it's quite fun, and again, it's something that didn't need to be in there, but, you know, if it's there, you might as well use it, you might as well have a little bit of fun with it and stuff like that. So anyway, it's 5v5 competitive multiplayer. And even though there's co-op in the game, this is actually the, you know, it's the everyone against themselves and all that kind of shizzle, but you're working together as a team, and you've got two different teams that both have their own, like, qualities, weapons, abilities, advantages, disadvantages. It's cool, it's interesting, and so I'm going to try and explain it to you, and then you give me your opinion, you tell me, do you think it's cool, do you think it's not very interesting, you're just going to stay with the single player and stuff. One really cool thing as well is that there's actually only two, I think there's like one multiplayer trophy, so once you played all three modes that are available, you're done. You don't have to worry about it ever again. But you know what, I've actually played quite a few matches now after this one, because obviously this was my first one, and I kind of actually enjoy it quite a bit. Now, as mentioned a minute ago, it is 5v5, and obviously Far Cry is all about open world gameplay, it's all about these massive expansive spaces, and so you'd think with multiplayer they may try and take advantage of that, but really they don't. I just got stealth killed, I know, in open daylight. Now, that's actually something that's unique to that tribe faction thing, which I'll be talking about in a bit, but anyway, so it's 5v5, and so because of that, the world might feel a little bit empty to you, which is kind of disappointing, because when you think Far Cry, you kind of think open conflict, you know, against these vast lands and having armies fighting against each other and stuff, because that's kind of what the game's main plot is about. It's about Min's, you know, army versus the Golden Path army, which I'm playing as at the moment here in the multiplayer, and so you'd think it'd be kind of like a battlefield experience, you'd have like maybe 20 versus 20 or something like that, but no, it's 5v5, which is kind of unusual, and it makes me wonder, do you think they did that because to kind of try and keep the visuals going or something? Maybe it was one of those things where if there's like a high player count, then maybe it affects the frame rate and stuff like that. I'm not too sure. Then again, though, it's kind of, I mean, the game looks really good, but at the same time, it looks kind of like on the level of like a Battlefield game, you know, like Battlefield 4 or something. So I assume they could pull it off. I just got stealth killed again. The reason that I keep getting stealth killed actually here is because the enemy team, the tribe we will call them, because I can't really pronounce the name that they are, it's like Rakaflukaflu or something, but they can actually go invisible, which is their special ability quality thing. But yeah, I'll talk about the factions in a minute and stuff. But yeah, so again, 5v5, what do you think to that? Do you think that maybe they should up the player count? Do you think, would you give up a little bit of the visual quality for an upped player count experience? So maybe like 20v20 or something like that. It kind of reminds me of Resistance 3? Didn't Resistance 3 have like a lower player count? Because there was Resistance 1, and that had a 50 player count, right? And then Resistance 2 tried to stay with that, but I think they went down to 30. I can't really remember. But then Resistance 3 had, I think it was either it was 3v3 or it was 5v5. And I don't really, what do people think to that? I mean, do you like these smaller, accessible, quick matches, or do you like these giant, open-scale, planet-side 2 type stuff? I mean, I would love to know your opinion, and I mean, personally, again, I've been kind of enjoying it. I mean, I haven't got really anything to complain about it there. My phone just went off. It wants an opinion too. I haven't been playing with my phone. It doesn't have thumbs. How would it be able to stop being stupid? But still, so as you may notice here, we're going to talk about the factions now. There are two different factions. You have the Golden Path, who I'm playing as right now, which is the faction that AJ is in the single player, and they basically have guns, they have all that modern technology, jeeps, mortars, rocket launchers, assault rifles, bullets of death and ponage, and all that awesome stuff. And then you have the tribe, also called Rakaflakatu, or something like that. I will learn their name. I will definitely learn the name of that faction. Countdown the Game Show would have a field day with that name. You could probably make some amazing words of it. But still, so you've got the tribe which use bow and arrows, and they also, now this is the thing, so even though the Golden Path have guns, rocket launchers, jeeps, and all that kind of shizzle, the tribe get bows and arrows, but wait, they also get this special ability to summon spirit animals, which is something really different, something really, really unusual. It's something that I don't actually use in this match, because again, it's the first time I've ever played it, and so I didn't really get much of a tutorial. He doesn't really explain it. Maybe it's something you can do in the story mode, but I haven't really seen it yet. So basically what you can do is, even though you won't see it in this match, or maybe I won't even tell you, what should I talk about it now, or should I talk about a future one? I'll tell you, I'll give you a little bit of an overview, a little bit of a tease. So basically when you're playing as the tribe, and they have this special ability to summon spirit animals, when you get kills, I think, I don't know, and when you actually succeed on drop saves and stuff, you kind of fill this little bar, and you can summon different types of animals that have different abilities and qualities. So the first one I believe is the eagle, then the second one is like an angry attack bear, and then the final one is a tiger, and they kind of like help you in battle and stuff, so it's kind of like a Pokemon in a way. Actually, it is kind of like a wow, it's actually Pokemon. It really is. You'll see one day, you'll see. I've got loads of multiplayer footage recorded of you, some really cool matches, some really, really awesome stuff. And so, that's what the tribe can do. They can use bow and arrows, which are actually really easy to use, and they're actually one-hit kill weapons. They can also ride elephants and bring elephants into battle. As you can see here, I'm trying my best to take down this elephant. Dumbo is going down, baby, and he hit his face on the floor. Pwned, I am one with nature. So one with nature, I can take it down myself too, single-handedly. But it's actually really creepy and scary looking. We're just getting like an army of elephants and people riding them, charging at you. It's crazy. You've got to try and handle these. Oh, I was able to take that dude down and the elephant in one clip with a pistol. I am a bouse, and now my friends are on fire, and I'm on fire. What is going on? I have no freaking clue. But anyway, so we're actually playing a game mode called Outpost. I think it's called Outpost. And so what you do in Outpost is you've got to try and keep control of this one little flag thing that you may have noticed hovering around in the base. And so what you got to do is you've got to look after the objective, and the enemy team, the tribe as we're calling them, has to go to the flag and capture it. It's basically capture the objective or King of the Hill with that one objective. And this is the thing, again, 5v5, it kind of gets a little bit quiet. You may notice that there's little bits of gaps, little bits of moments where nothing's really happening, where you'd think there'd be like massive bouts of action and stuff like that, but there's nothing there, which is really depressing. I mean, again, it'd be really cool if maybe it was like 10v10 or something, just having these massive open conflicts or something. But I don't know. Again, minions, what do you think? I would love, love, love to know your opinion. Have you actually played the multiplayer yet? What did you think? I mean, I would love to know. Again, would you like these massive open conflicts, or would you like these little bitty things that they're doing here? I mean, again, it's one of those things where if the players know what they're doing, then it's not really something to complain about. But when, and I have experienced this a lot, is that sometimes players really don't know what they're doing, and they'll kind of just wander around as if they're playing the single player. Oh, it's infuriating. I've got some videos where I just completely freak out because the internet surprises me sometimes. Sometimes people don't, when they don't know how to play a game and it's like really, really obvious, you kind of get shocked and just annoyed. But I won't complain about it here. But anyway, we're playing as the tribe now. So originally we're playing as the Golden Path. They get guns, they get all that kind of shizzle. Now the tribe, they're a little bit more unique. They can actually use a bow and arrow, as mentioned, so they're a little bit Dark Age. But again, you may have noticed as well that I was picking flowers. Now they kind of work one with nature, they work with the tools that they can find and stuff like that. I mean, they don't have guns and things, they don't believe in that kind of stuff, so they must use nature and all those awesome, wonderful things around them as mentioned. And so they have the bow and arrow, they can pick flowers, which also gives them special abilities, things like healing, so you can use like the healing syringes like in the single player. They also have a red syringe, which is the red flower, and that actually allows you to pick up like pace and stuff, because obviously the Golden Path have jeeps and such, and so because the tribe don't have jeeps, they have to use the syringes, and they can use elephants as well, I guess, but if there aren't any elephants around, it can be really, really slow when you're playing as the tribe, because they have to run everywhere, and so they can use the syringes in a way as a portable vehicle buff, using their feet. It's really unusual. And the final one is like a ghost syringe, where it's like an outer body experience where you can kind of recon an area without getting killed or something. I don't know. I haven't really tried it properly yet. I've dabbled with it, but I always get scared because I'm always in these massive action-packed moments when I'm playing in matches. So it's something that I don't try and use. I try and like complete the objectives and stuff. You may notice as well that when I crouch, I can go invisible. This is something special to the tribe as well that they can do. Again, the game tries to, or at least Ubisoft tried to balance it out to try and allow the tribe to have like a fighting chance in these matches and such. And so they get all these different cool abilities, but at the same time the balance can swagger a little bit depending on how capable the players using the tribe are. So, right, so the bow and arrow can do one-shot kills. You can also go invisible. You see where I'm going with this? And so if players really know how to use bows and like sniper rifles and stuff like that, you're going to have a field day and you're going to be really able to pwn. At the same time, I suck at weapons like that, but for some reason I'm kicking serious ass. And that's because the bow is really accessible, shockingly accessible. There's like no drop on it or anything with the arrows. You just fire it and away it goes. It's shocking, it's a little bit different. Now, this is the thing, they still got even more things up their sleeve. They get things like explosive arrows, they get all these different types of arrows, they get fire arrows, they can fire insect-covered arrows and stuff, they can actually fire bees at your face, which kind of reminds me of Bioshock in a way, but I don't know why that bear was running to the moon then, it kind of confused me. There were a bunch of glitches in this game, so obviously it only came out like 2 days ago, and so you may see weird stuff like bears moonwalking into space and elephants dancing, and it gets unusual, it gets creepy. At the same time as well, there is actually lag as well, and so there's no dedicated servers, it's all host-based, and so if a player has really, really bad internet, you're gonna suffer too, and believe me, there are some laggy videos I've got to show you, and it gets really, really bad and infuriating. But still, as you can see here, I'm just completely kicking ass with this bow, and it's really accessible, really easy to use, and so, but this is the thing, because at the same time, when you complete matches, you don't really level up or anything, you actually unlock little tokens. And these tokens go towards the golden path side of things. So you may notice that the tribe kind of have everything in the match ready for them to use anyway, and you use the tokens to basically unlock new weapons and such like that for the golden path. I mean, there are some unlocks as well for the tribe, but it's more aimed at buying weapons and attachments and things like that for the golden path so they can have a fighting chance too. You don't have to just use an AK or a shotgun like you may have noticed me use earlier. You can actually use different weapons too, like rocket launchers, flamethrowers, grenade launchers, sniper rifles, tons of things based on your playstyle. And so it's quite cool, it's got that kind of customization to it, and it just allows that accessibility even more, which is really, really awesome. I mean, I've been having fun so far, I've been having loads and loads of fun. And again, there's actually a nice little variety of matches to play on it too, but I'll talk about it in the future anyway. We actually kick some serious butt here, I got loads of kills, we actually take the flag as well, so we denied them in the first round, and then I win in the second round, and so it's good, we take the objective, but at the same time we stop them from getting it as well. But minions, I would love to know your opinion on Far Cry 4 so far. Have you played the single player? Have you played the multiplayer? What do you think so far of your ultimate experience with this game? I would love, love, love to know. But anyway, it's been Meanwhile Proxy, showing you some Far Cry 4 multiplayer gameplay, and I will see you minions next time. Ciao.